When I was a child, my planet Krypton was dying. I was sent to Earth to protect my cousin. But my pod got knocked off course, and by the time I got here, my cousin had already grown up and become Superman. And so I hid my powers, until recently when an accident forced me to reveal myself to the world. I am Supergirl.
What's up, DC Nation? Welcome back to another video. And guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because I always bring you content every day they don't want to miss. And guys, Supergirl's 100th episode. Now, I can't believe we actually got here. Like, when the show started, I thought it was okay, but I never thought it would get to 5 seasons, get actually into like a good show. Like, I thought it'd be canceled after the first season. But then the second season came. It came on the CW. Then Superman came involved. We got Lena Luthor. We also got freaking William Luthor, and we dig deep into Cadmus. And then we had the whole Daxamite storyline. But still, Mon-El was cool. Then we had Reign in season 3. Season 4, we had Morgan Edge. I'm not a big fan of him. But we also had like the guy who played Darth Maul, Sam Witwer, who he was a great actor in season 4. Also, we had Lex Luthor join the fray, and he's my favorite character in the show, even more than Supergirl. Now, Lex Luthor didn't show up in this episode, but that does not diminish the episode at all. Like, this is probably my favorite episode of Supergirl in like some time. It's the best of the season by far, but it's my favorite in like a couple of years actually. Like, it's that good. And guys, from season 4, it started getting better. Season 4 ended on a high note. Season 5 started out a little rocky, but got better. And then after Crisis on Infinite Earths, Supergirl's just been firing on all cylinders. Like, it's been a great show. Like, with Brainiac 5, Lex Luthor, even the whole Win Scott storyline, him coming back, that was great. Legion of Superheroes. And guys, this episode, it just peaks that. Like, I never thought that I'd be so excited for like the future of Supergirl after this episode. Like, guys, this episode, there's so many cameos and a lot of action sequences too. Like, the basic premise of it is Kara, this whole season, she's been dealing with like, so Lena found out from Lex Luthor last season that Kara is Supergirl, and their whole friendship was like pretty much destroyed out of that. So this whole season, Kara's been dealing with that, and she now has a chance to rewrite history with Mr. Mystical, which I probably pronounced that wrong. He would get on me if he was here.
Your 3 months are up, and this time you're not gonna cheat me out of my fun.
Oh, it's you again, Mr. Kiltipsism.
Not Kiltipsism! Mixius Pitlick!
But Mr. Mystical, in the episode, I really like him. Like, back in season 2, he was a great character, and literally, that episode of season 2 is probably one of my favorite episodes of Supergirl of all time. Like, when he tries to marry Supergirl, he has Parasite in that episode, he turns into Superman. Like, it's so badass. And having this episode, coming into this episode, I was a little, like, worried, because it's not the same actor. But by all means, this guy killed it. Like, the new actor, he killed it. Like, right off the bat, he's like, okay, I've learned my wrongs. I'm not going to try and marry you. Like, I'm trying something different. Pretty much, he can't use his powers and do wrong things in a way unless he pretty much right the wrongs that he did before. And Supergirl's the last one he has to do. And guys, this opening sequence is really great. You see Alex, Kara, and even John shows up, March Manager, and pretty much Kara sends him away, and Kara's like, nah, I don't need to do that. But then she thinks about it, she's like, wait, if I could rewrite the history of Lena and me, then we get to be friends again. It stops this whole thing with her and Lex Luthor, and everything's right? So she tries to go in the back of pretty much the show's history, just like Flash and Arrow. So guys, usually with these 100 episodes, like, they're great and all, but sometimes it's a little like, alright, it's getting a little old. Like, the Arrow started out, and Arrow did awesome. Like, that 100th episode was crazy. Like, it has some problems because it was like in the middle of a crossover, but I don't know why some people complain about that. I think it's actually pretty awesome. Like, you have your 100th episode and crossover at the same time. That makes a pretty dope episode. And then Flash season 5 had an awesome episode where they go back in time with Nora and stuff, try and get the pieces together to fight Cicada. Like, Cicada's not a great villain, but we still got the thing about Reverse Flash in there. That was just an awesome episode. But now Supergirl's doing the pretty much same thing. Like, oh, let's go back in time and check out past scenes in the show's history. I was like, please don't do the same thing. Like, make it a little better, and they did, guys. Like, they're pretty much going back to the scenes of it, but then they become new scenes. Like, it's a whole new episode. Like, maybe like 2% of the episode is from past seasons. But, well, technically the whole episode is, but they change and alter realities, which makes it so interesting, guys. Like, I really like it. Like, so she goes back to, like, we see Rain back, and Supergirl tells her identity to Lena back in the beginning of season 4, right before, like, the Kryptonian outbreak thing. And instead of Lena saving Supergirl, she dies. Now, right off the bat, and then we see like Kara Danvers, and you see Alex, and she comes to Thanksgiving, she's like, I'm lost right now. I'm like, damn, like, it got dark really quickly, which I like, because it started out funny. You see, like, she gets popcorn, Mr. Miss Pickle's all like, alright, let's check out the show's history. I'm like, okay, that's nice. But once we got to this part, I'm like, man, this actually may be a good episode. Like, I'll hold out on it, but it may be a great episode. Then we start seeing more scenes in the past history. We see Mon-El return. Like, the scene where, like, Kara goes back in time, tries to get, like, advice from Mon-El was great, guys. I really like that. Like, Chris Wood is always a great character, and him as Mon-El, he just kills it. And even Rain, like, oh my gosh, like, Rain freak kills Mon-El, kills the freaking grandma, kills Lena. Like, at one point I'm like, oh, everything's happy, but there's still half an episode left, right? So they do that, and then Kara's like, just get me out of here. So each situation is turning darker and darker. And there's even a situation going back to like Sam Witwer or Agent Liberty's situation. So pretty much Kara tells Lena at the beginning, they become friends, it's going well, Lena and Supergirl are partners, National City is doing great, all the villains get stopped. Then one day Lena gets kidnapped by Agent Liberty and that other guy. He worked under with Mercy Graves, Otis, yeah, and Otis, and everything's going bad. And you see Kara have a talk with Wynn. And guys, this is another great scene. Like, the 4 cameos in this episode is Agent Liberty from like past seasons, Agent Liberty, Rain, Mon-El, and Wynn. Which Wynn is kind of, it's not really a cameo, like, showed the past 2 episodes, but still great to have him back. But guys, so as we go further into the scene, Supergirl tries to save him, she gives her identity out, she saves Lena, everything's going great, right? I'm like, okay, this is actually going pretty well. But then again, I was like, we're 3/4 through the episode, something dark about to happen. Then we find out the villains go after every single person around Supergirl and kill them. And it turns into like a dark, pretty much future. Which, I like that, because I'm like, okay, Supergirl's not just gonna give her identity out and everything should be fine, right? Nope, they don't go about that, alright? Like, they literally kill everybody around her. And Kara's like, man, I cannot even do anything. Like, this is going terrible. And guys, Sam Witwer, back to him, like, one more talk about him. He's great as Agent Liberty. Like, guys, if you forgot, he played Darth Maul back, like, in Star Wars. He was great in that. And guys, this one scene in this episode, he channels his inner Joker. That's what I call it. Like, he literally goes up to the screen, and he's like, oh, turn yourself in, Supergirl, you got 1 hour, or Lena dies. I'm like, that reminded me of the scene from The Dark Knight where Joker says, Batman, you have a couple hours. I think it's like 1 hour, actually. And he says, you have 1 hour, and you have to expose your identity or another person dies. Like, that was bad, like, Batman didn't know this person, but still, Batman doesn't like people dying. Where Supergirl is actually a person close to her, but still, great scenes, and if it was anybody to channel in, like, that scene, like, obviously he's not Heath Ledger, but he doesn't act like Heath Ledger, he just, like, it's kind of like a copy of that scene, but in a different way, which I like. I like when shows do that.
You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight. I'm the man of my word.
But guys, then we go to Supergirl and Mr. Mispickle. They actually get transported to another timeline where Leah's like pretty much supreme, and Mr. Mispickle cannot get out of this timeline. He can't at all. And guys, from there, we see them meet up with Mon-El, Martian Manhunter, Dreamer, and then you also see Alex. They're all there and they're talking, oh, pretty much Lena, she got into like a plane crash. Then she came back 2 years later, she was lonely, she was distraught, killed Lex Luthor, took over, and now Supergirl's like a terrorist. And guys, pretty much Rain shows up, Brainiac 5 shows up. Guys, when he shows up with all that red, and he's evil, I'm like, oh, shit's about to get real. Like, it was that good. And guys, they all fight, right? and you see Ray, she fights off Martian Manhunter, and that's a great scene. Like, she kind of gets killed off kind of easy. Like, look, she jumps, looks at, like, the sword. I think it was like a sword. Like, whatever it was that Martian Manhunter had, he had it up like this. She jumps, looks at it, and falls right into it. Which I get, it was like slow-mo, but still, like, couldn't she avoid that? Like, it's kind of like a technical flaw, which I won't really put that into the episode. But still, it caught my eye, and I was like, come on, Ray, you can do better than that. But still, it was awesome. And guys, you see them, like, fly up. You see Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, and Ray fighting in the sky. Like, that's badass. And guys, you see Dreamer and Alex versus Brainiac 5. Brainiac 5 is just like boom, 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 dodging everything and just beating the crap out of them. And guys, this is so good. And Mon-El even fights in this, and Mon-El's great too. Like, Chris Wood has another great scene. And I just like having Mon-El and Kara back in the same scene together. Like, last time we saw this was in season 3. And honestly, last time I liked it was beginning of season 3. Toward the end, I was kind of like, alright, whatever. Like, I liked this whole thing with the Legion of Superheroes and all that stuff, but toward the end, they just felt like they're just kind of shoving him out. Where here it was organic, it felt right, and even the sequence where he's like, oh, this is the guy who wanted to marry Supergirl. I'm like, that's something Mon-El would say. And even the sequence where he talks to Kara about, like, Lena and stuff, which is probably the best scene in the episode, like, emotionally. I really like, well, one of the best. And guys, back to the sequence, we see him fight. Supergirl then shows up to fight off Lena. And guys, it's going well, but then Lena pretty much opens up her shirt and has a big kryptonite thing, shocks Supergirl. I was shocked by that scene. Like, it was dope. Like, seeing that, she pretty much went Metallo on Supergirl. She's shocking her, about to kill her, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Mistpickle gets like this one thing, which I forgot what it was. They just like retrieve something, and he clicks his fingers, and they transport it back. And I really like that, guys. That was good. Like, honestly, I want to see this future actually play out. Like, Lena being a villain is awesome. Like, I really want to see that. Because I've been waiting for that, like, ever since she debuted. Even last season, the finale, when she hit that picture of her and Kara, I'm like, oh, season 5 is going to be really dope. But so far, yeah, you can see the relationship, like, being destroyed, but she hasn't went full evil. But guys, obviously with this episode, it's showing, alright, we haven't given you all of it yet, but here's like a tease of what's to come. And that makes me so excited when Lena actually turns evil. And guys, from there, they get transported back. Mr. Mistpickle's like, okay, you want to get another chance at it? And Kara's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And Mr. Mistpickle's like, oh, so I won't get my powers back. And Kara's like, nope, you actually have a tape back. You right your wrongs, you helped me out. I've actually finally saw that pretty much I can't stop this. Like, either way, I have to pretty much learn from my wrongs, learn from my mistakes, and move on. Which she pretty much, yeah, a whole character arc through this episode, and it worked out very well. I really like that. And guys, then Mr. Mistpickle tells how, oh, I actually have like friends here, and you see him actually being happy too, which actually kind of complete his story arc in the episode too. So this one episode could be like just a standalone episode. You can tune into Supergirl even if you haven't seen it before, and you would love it, guys. Now, if you continue the series, that's all on you guys. But just watching this episode, it's just so cool. And when Mr. Mistpickle, it's hard to pronounce his name, when he leaves and he says, alright, I'm going to the 1780s, I was like, I feel like that's an Easter egg. Like, guys, in the comment section below, if you know what he meant by that, like, obviously it may just be like spitting out words. They may just put that in the script. But I barely doubt it. I barely doubt they just said 1780, right? Like, it's probably something from the comics that I don't know. Like, I didn't catch it. Like, I honestly thought, I was like, that has to be an Easter egg, but I just can't pinpoint. So if you guys in the comment section below can pinpoint, please tell me, alright? But guys, from there, pretty much Kara then meets up with John. Well, actually, not yet. She goes to Lena as Supergirl and tells her, alright, if you choose not to go Lex with her, I'll support you, we'll be friends again. But if you go evil, don't expect me to be on your side and hold back. I'm going to treat you as a other villain. And guys, you see Lena's face, she's pretty much like, oh damn. Like, that really ends their relationship, which I like, because now we're going to see Lena turn evil. It's going to be pretty dope. And guys, like, Kara doing this pretty much completes that whole story arc from the beginning of her season. Like, well, it kind of hits like a climax. So now we start seeing the stuff unravel, which I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Like, yeah, we have some Leviathan stuff to do, but they really need to improve those villains. Like, I'm happy they had nothing to do with this episode, because Leviathan is pretty much like the weakest link of this season, and I hope they keep developing that, because if they make Leviathan great, then this season will be one of the best of Supergirl. But before they do that, it's just kind of on par with season 4, which that's not bad. Season 4 is great, but I'm really hoping this can be the best season yet. But guys, then the episode ends, you see pretty much Kara and Alex and John make a toast. They're like the trio. They're pretty much like the Diggle, Felicity, and Oliver of the show. Or like the Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin. They're like the OG. And guys, I'm gonna say Stronger Together, which was, I remembered, the title of the second episode of the series. And it brings back memories. Like, I didn't watch Supergirl all the time. But I did start the series and then I dropped off, came back to season 2, watched it for a while, dropped off, came back. But it's always had something for me to come back to. And that's why I'm here today, watching this 100th episode, enjoying it. And I'm happy I've stuck around for how long it's been on. But guys, overall, I'm going to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely one of the best episodes of Supergirl in some time. And one of the best episodes in the Arrowverse by far. Like, it's not the best. It may not in the top 10, but it's one of the best, alright? But guys, in the comments section below, tell me what you thought about this episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about all those like appearances like Agent Liberty, Rain, Wynn, Mon-El, and what do you think about Lena and Kara's relationship, and how you think the future of this series will develop? Like, what will happen next? And guys, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, bro, subscribe to this channel. It's all this great content every day that you don't want to miss. And yeah, guys, that's the video. Peace out.